Hi everyone, my name is Amanda and I'm with Silver Linings for Seniors. Today I'm joined by Margo Arrowsmith, one of our clinicians. Margo, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Amanda and everybody.
Hey, so today we're going to talk a little bit about telehealth. We spoke about it a couple weeks ago and how because of the coronavirus, we're doing this virtual therapy. So I wanted to check in with you and see how it's going with your clients.
People are liking it. Initially, people were a little nervous, but once we get started, it's very much we're seeing each other, just like you and I are looking at each other. We're seeing each other, and once we get started, you really forget that anyway, and we just start talking and find out what's going on with the person.
Well, good. I'm glad it's going well. I knew it would. Like we've talked about, it's just another way of communicating, right?
Exactly.
So we've talked a little bit about telehealth, but can you just break down really the basics of what is therapy and why therapy can be helpful during this time?
Well, one of the things that's confusing is there's so many different types of therapy. And to tell you the truth, and I've been trained in many different kinds, but I have found success in a lot of them. And sometimes it's not so much the actual method as the bottom line. And the bottom line is this. Very often I've had somebody come into my office brand new and they've never been in therapy before, and they sit there and they say, well, all right, how are we, or how are you going to solve my problems? And I always say to them, all of the answers to your problems are right over there, sitting in that chair inside your head. And what I do, what I'm trained to do and experienced in doing, is listening and hearing people talk. And I then am able to repeat back to them what they've said that sometimes they aren't even hearing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the other day, Amanda, I found this great picture. I found it on Facebook, but I had it enlarged. And I got to show this to everybody. Can you see it?
I can. Yep, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. If you see here, now this is the client. And if you can see up here, there's all of this stuff going on in their heads, because all of us have so much going on in our lives, and the older we are, the more we have in there, and it gets tangled up. At some point, it just becomes this tangled mess. Mm-hmm. Over here, you can see there are three, coming from that, there are three nice, neat little rolled up balls of ideas that are now useful. When they're all tangled up, just like yarn, if you're trying to knit with yarn, can't use it if it's all tangled up. Right. Over here, when it's into neater balls, and it becomes useful. Mm-hmm. So what I do and what other therapists do is really to help people straighten out, untangle the thoughts in their heads, mm-hmm. so that they can then look at it, and I help them do that, and they can look at it, and then they can figure out exactly what's going on and what they need to do. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so cool that, like you mentioned, you don't have all of the answers. Now you can give your clients the tools, but the cool thing about it is that we have those answers inside of ourselves, right?
Exactly. And I'm not here to convince you of anything or to catch you in anything. Mm-hmm. And very often when all that stuff is tangled up, people are afraid of what they're going to find. And mm-hmm. I got to tell you, it's not bad. It's mm-hmm. usually when it's so tangled up, it looks darker than it is. When mm-hmm. people can look at it in the daylight, they can say, well, what's worthwhile, what's not. And it's just so much easier when it's untangled. That's really the.
Well, that makes sense to me. Thank you for sharing that. I just want to let everyone know that at Silver Linings for Seniors, we know that people are struggling during this coronavirus outbreak. And so we are really opening our doors to more than just our normal population, which is the seniors that are 55 and over. So we just want to let everyone know that our doors are open. We're here to help. Telehealth, like Margo mentioned, is not a scary thing. It's just another way of communicating. So if you need help, whether it's us, whether it's someone else, please feel free to reach out. And, if you need help, ask for it, right? Is that the best way to put it?
I'd like to add too, is that one of the other things is that we have often gotten calls from people who are out of our catchment area. Right. We have nobody can go see people, or we don't have an office nearby where they are. So we've had to say no to people. But now that we're doing telehealth, we can see people throughout the state of North Carolina because all of our therapists are licensed in the state of North Carolina.
Yeah,
so that
that's so true.
are now in places where services from us or from other people is not available. Now it is, because we can do it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yep, that's a good thing to add. Well, thank you so much, Margo, for your time. We will be doing these videos weekly and checking in with everyone. So please, if there is a topic you want covered, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Silver Linings for Seniors and comment down below anything you want us to cover. But if there's nothing else on your end, Margo, I think we're going to wrap it up for this week.
And Amanda, you take care down there.
You too. Bye-bye, Margo.
Bye-bye.